Pronouns. This is Anushka Man and I welcome you all to French One Stop. So today we are going to start with les verbs, the verbs. Before we begin with the verbs, we should know the pronouns in French language. Like in English we have the pronouns he, she, it, they, I, you, etc. In French also we have these pronouns. Pronoun simple, pronoun simple, simple pronouns. So there are 8 of them. Let us see what they are and then I'll explain them one by one. Je, which means I. Tu, which means you. Il, which means he. Elle, which means she. Nous, which means we. Vous, which means you. Il, which means they, masculine, or maybe for a mixed group of people. I'll explain how. Elle, it again means they. Now je means I. I am Anushka. I went to the park. So I stands for je. Now we have 2 pronouns for you, tu and vous. What is the difference? When we are referring to one person only, like if I am talking to just one person and I say, you are very smart. I am talking to a single person, so we use tu. But if I am talking to a large number of people or maybe more than one person and I say, you are fantastic audience. You are a fantastic audience. You all are learning French. So here you is used as a plural word. So when that's the case, we use vous. Vous is also used in singular terms in some cases. When we want to talk to someone respectfully, when we are talking to someone who's elder than us, or maybe someone who's our boss, etc. So in that case also, even if that's one person, we use vous. Then for he, for example, he's a boy, he's going there, we use il. Then for she, we have elle. Then we have nous. Nous means we. We as in we all are studying French. So that we stands for nous. Then we have, for they, we have il and elle. Remember the pronunciation guidelines? Even if there is an S at the end, we do not pronounce that S. It is pronounced as il and elle. Now both of them mean they. Both of them mean they. The difference is that when we are talking about a group of females, a group which has only females, then we use elle. If we are talking about a group of boys or a group of males, then we use il. But il is also used when there is a mixed group in which there are men and women both. So then again we use il. So let us recall the pronouns. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. As you will proceed further, their usage will become more and more clear. So now let us talk about the verbs. Les verbs. There are 3 categories of verbs in French: ER verbs, IR verbs and irregular verbs. ER verbs are those which end with ER. For example, parler, which means to speak. Aimer, which means to love or to like. You see, these verbs are ending with ER, so they are grouped together into one category and that category is called ER verbs. Next, we have IR verbs, the verbs which end with IR. For example, finir, to finish, remplir, to fill, etc. Now the third category of verbs is irregular verbs. Now these are neither ER verbs nor IR verbs. All the other verbs are put in the third category of irregular verbs. In today's class, we are going to study about ER verbs. They are very simple to use, so let's see how they are used. So let us start with an example. Parler. Parler. Parler means to speak. This verb means to speak. Now, how do we say I speak, you speak, he speaks, they speak, etc. in French? Let us see how. Now, mind you that in this class and in the subsequent videos, we are going to talk about the present tense of verbs only. The other tenses, future tense, past tense, etc. will be covered up in the advanced level of the videos. So currently we are only studying the present tense, that is I do, he does, I go, she goes, etc. So let us talk about parler. Now how to use parler? Now in all the ER verbs, what we do is we remove the ER from the verb and then we get the root word. So from parler, if we remove ER, we get the root word parl. P-A-R-L is the root word. Now to this root word, we add the endings. We add some endings according to the pronoun. Let's see how they are added. So over here on the screen, you would see je. With je, we add e. With tu, we add es. With il and l, we add e. With nu, we add ons. With vu, we add ez. With il and l, we add ent. So for example, if you want to say I speak, so I will say je parle. If I want to say we speak, so we will say nous parlons. So let us check the pronunciation. Je parle, tu parles, il parle, elle parle. Nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. So that's how we pronounce these words. And what do these phrases mean? I speak, you speak, he speaks, she speaks, we speak, you speak, they speak. Let us try another word. Habiter. Habiter. Now over here H is silent because it is a vowel. Habiter means to live. I live in Delhi. That's how we say. Now to conjugate habiter, we will follow the same rules. We will remove the ER and we will get the root word, H-A-B-I-T. So what do we do with this root word? We add the endings, E, ES, E, E, ONS, EZ, ENT, ENT. Now over here you will see that in the case of j'habite, the E of je has been converted to an apostrophe. And why has that been done? Because in the case of je, two vowels cannot come together. E is also a vowel, H is also a vowel in French language. And both of them cannot come together. So what we do is, we remove the E of je and we put an apostrophe. And it becomes j'habite. J'habite. But this is done only for je, not for tu, elle, etc. So let us see the pronunciation. J'habite, I live. Tu habites, you live. Il habite, elle habite. Nous habitons. Now why I am saying habitons? Because H is a vowel. I told you in one of those videos that when a word is ending with a consonant and the next word is starting with a vowel, then we connect the sounds of both of the letters. So it is not nous habitons, it is nous habitons. Vous habitez, ils habitent, elles habitent. make sure that in the last one, even if there is an ENT, we do not pronounce those ENT. Elizabeth, Elzabeth. So I hope you got a basic idea how the ER verbs are conjugated in French language. Conjugated means how they're used in French language, how they're written in French language according to the pronouns. So we have done 2 verbs in this class. Your assignment for today is that you are going to try to conjugate 2 verbs. Aimer, which means to like or to love, and the second one is regarder. Regarder, which means to see. The answers to both these verbs will be mentioned in a document in the description box. So I want you to first try and conjugate these 2 verbs on your own and then check your answers with the document given in the description box. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to comment them below. I'd be really happy to answer them all. See you in the next video. Au revoir.